Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Dear author and invited guest, welcome to the technical session 11A. On behalf of Global Research Foundation and GI Scholars Tech, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 10th International Conference on Smart Trend in Computing and Communication SMARTCOM 2026 Pune, India. The 10th edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event is held on 19 Jan 2026 in Pune, India, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom from 19 to 21st January 2026. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive session through the day. In this session, we have 10 presentations. Each presenter will be given 10 minutes for the presentations and 2 minutes for the question and answers. On 9 minutes, I will raise a very gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remark. If you have any query or update, then you can write it to me on a chat box. Just before we start the session, I would like to introduce you to the session of this chair. Dr. Nikhila Kathiri Shetty. Ma'am is a Dean of Outreach at Vardhaman College of Engineering, Hyderabad, where she plays a key role in academic, quantitative research and institutional outreach. Her research interests include machine learning application for student placement, student assessment, and emotional quotient analysis. Ma'am, would you like to share a quick opening remark with us?
Uh, Thank you, Tripathi, for giving the nice introduction. I'm really happy to be to evaluate all your papers, and I just would like to see what are the papers that you are going to deliver. Just as they are giving only 10 minutes of time, we are just looking at your problem statement and the results that you are working on it. Uh, all the best to everyone.
Now I would like to start with the papers. First, we have DIPTI, paper title, a systematic comparative framework for evaluating AI-driven forecasting model in renewable energy generation.
Hello,
You may please start with your presentation.
am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Hello, everyone, respected judges and Mr. Tripathi, and all my dear colleagues. I, Mrs. Diti Janjani, will like to present my uh, presentation on AI-driven for renewable energy. It's a systematic comparative framework for evaluating the AI-driven forecasting models in renewable energy generation. I just share my screen to have a better on the things. 1 second, just give me a minute. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is. You may please start.
Thank you. So this is an AI-driven forecasting renewable energy resource. Uh, think of this like a smart weather app, we can say, when it is designed for the power plants to know exactly how much juice that it will get from the sun and the wind. 1 second. So this model helps us to just justify upon what the forecasting, the prediction, how well we can do in future and all. So we are focusing mainly on sun and wind renewable energy sources. I have collectively taken all the papers into consideration, the most recent papers. With respect to that, we are driving a certain renewable energy forecasting we are doing. So this is the renewable energy forecasting problem. So there's a grid integration challenges. The first one we have come across is that the grid integration challenges, wherein we can see it is very unpredictable. The wind and the solar appears to make a power grid really very unpredictable. And there are the traditional methods. 1 second. There are the traditional methods which appears the grid to be very unpredictable. So these are the grid integration channels. By 2050, we are expecting that the complete energy resources would be fully it will be bounded to renewable energy sources. So 80% of the global electricity by 2050, we are expecting it will be going back to the renewable energy sources. But the unpredictable model that threatens the grid stability, how like the cloud covers the effect of solar wind patterns and it shifts constantly, creating an operational and economic penalties. Now the traditional methods like the old math problem, we had erima. So in that what happens, for example, the restaurant is there with the different ingredients. For example, we have restaurant with different ingredients. Now in this we have to manage in such a way that no customer gets hungry and no customer gets not being served. So in that way, the old Arima model did not had that connection and just to hold up the things. So there is where the challenge happened to be for the renewable energy resources. Now coming over here, what current research falls short of? There is no particular standard, there is a limited scope, and there is a missing of practical factors, and there are diverse stakeholder needs. Now coming one by one to everything, what is it over here? No standard framework means what? It has a data sets of different thing, custom matrix of different thing. I cannot use the same problem data set or metrics throughout. There is no standardization. There's a limited research scope means what? It has a different geographical patterns. There are specific regions. There is no generalization in particular finding. So to overcome this, we can have a mix and match of things of um that is what we can go ahead. Then there is a missing practical factors. Missing practical factors, we may say that there is an interoperability critical for deployment and rarely being addressed. And there are diverse stakeholders. Every stakeholders have their different form of what we say, different forecasting and their own demand. It is not binded to one single solution exist. Our comprehensive framework will take care about all these things. We have a data collection. In that, we have 18 sites wherein the wind data comes from 126,000 plus locations, hydropower stream flow, plus meteorological features from satellites and weather stations. Then we have standardized processing. Over here, we have a consistent imputation, outlier detection, normalization coming one by one. What here we mean by normalization? It's like we will be comparing apples to apples, not apples with banana or any other fruits. So this means like if I am comparing any of the model on basis of whatever it has done so far, so we can take like for example points per 10 minutes, how much is done generates, how much it is capable to do the things in 10 minutes, how much it is capable to do things in how many minutes. So that is point per scale. Then coming to outlier, in outlier we will be ignoring the flukes. For example, in solar, if the fluke happened to be for a bird block or it happened to be a sudden sensor problem, so that outlier will directly generate my things to a outburst. So that outlier will be taking considered, that is fluke, that is a fake thing. And then coming to the third one, that is feature engineering. In this, looking for the hidden clues. For example, if it is a solar, at 12 in noon, the sun is very sharp and good enough to predict the things. So these are the just an example to have us. This we will be having a hidden clue um for this feature engineering. And we have temporal variables and lagged values. Next, coming to the model training. Model training is evaluated statistically baseline for ARIMA, traditional ML. Over here, we'll be using the ensemble techniques as well, and deep learning and hybrid architecture. So that have a combination wherein CNN LSTM works very well for solar and CNN GRU works well for wind energy. Rigorous evaluation like for cross validation, geographic validation, seasonal splits, and statistical significance with multiple metrics. This is what we will have a walk forward and a cross validation for these all things. Then coming to the framework architecture, that is data and pre-processing, training and evaluation and analysis. Let's go one by one. Multi-source ingestion. Now this gathers the ingredients from various areas to one particular area. That is what we say, call it as an multi-source ingestion. Over here, we also have a quality control. In this quality control, we check for any broken things or we test up the things for final forecast. And then feature engineering. In this, the extracted or particularly on one particular thing we extract, that is what we call proof for feature engineering. Then coming to training and evaluation. In training and evaluation, we can say AI has a particular knob. It adjusts with millions of combinations and it fixes itself to a particular where it has finds the best combination out of it. It finds out the different temperatures and fix to the like I can give you an example like a bakery. In bakes, we know where and what to fix upon the particular temperature. But since this is a prediction model, we need to fix it where it gets the best one. So that hyperparameter tuning will help me to do so. Then we have cross-validation protocols. In this cross-validation protocols, we take a test on several different batch houses, like testing in chunks, we can say. That is what we call it as in cross validation and statistical testing based on the statistics model. Then analyzing and reporting. Over here we have explainable AI, SHAP and LINE. In explainable AI, it makes me like a translator between we can say a human. So it gives a trust factor because of what that thing happened. So that is a explainable AI. Then we have performance visualization. In that we have the drop of solar, where it happened, what is a cloud pattern, and then we have stakeholder insights. And stakeholder insights, like what is required for what my stakeholder insights come across. Then this is the depiction of model performance. We have 24-hour forecasting. Over here, we have ARIMA, GRU, LSTM transformer. This is for my solar root mean square uh, represented in kilowatts. And this is my wind root mean square represented in kilowatt. We could see the ARIMA is having the most error rate, and whereas CNN, GRU, and transformer have equivalent. Coming over here, the point CSN LSTM is for solar, a very best one, and GRU is for my wind one. Transformer works really very well when the data is done when we happen to go for the real time, we can go with CNN LSTM because CNN has a very good feature extraction and forming patterns, whereas LSTM is a timeline where it understands the things fastly. So it is sequential and lightweighted, whereas transformer works in parallel and it has self-attention thing. So it works parallel means it will get me through various outcomes. It would be giving me for example, a wind detection from past 3 days also. Since it is a self-attention model, so it will help me to take care from the past 3 days model as well. So transformer works well when it has to work on accuracy, but CNN LSTM works well when it has to work in a real-time model. We have a critical trade-offs reveal, that is accuracy and speed. We have performance versus interpretability. Here, the transformers training time is really more, but the accuracy is fabulous. Over here, the interpretability with respect to this extendable AI techniques bridges the gap, providing the transparency with sacrificing performance. Performance would be manageable when I require for my speed and my real-time thing. We really go on CNN LSTM. The generalization channels model trained on inland desert.
You have 1 minute to conclude your presentation.
Yes, almost there. Achieves 80% to 90% of local performance at fraction training. Now, these are the economic impact and practical value. 45% error reduction improvement over traditional methods. And this is 89% ramp detection, 34% risk mitigation. So this ramp detection is nothing but my technique and strategy, how and what I will be using for my grid evaluations and risk mitigations to overcome the diversifying risk and maintenance. This is my downtime reduction, decreases in unplanned maintenance through reliable long-term. Stakeholders, we have a grid operators, energy traders, and assets owners. So in this grid operators, we can work upon the 89% ramp event detection, and energy traders deploy ensemble methods. Here we will be using the combination of two or more things, and assets owner as per to the demand, so per the things we will be providing. Transforming the renewable energy forecasting. This is the framework contribution. Using explainable AI will help us predict the things more better. And future is the direction where we will be channelizing for the polar climates, develop adaptive online learning, investigate adversarial robustness, and supporting the policy frameworks for renewable integration. That's all.
Thank you for the presentation. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Yeah. One minute.
Yes,
Means
ma'am.
you are telling about the traditional models like Arima struggle.
Hmm. Hmm.
Means Arima struggle with that what is a renewable variability? Can you explain, can you clearly explain what specific characters of solar and wind data cause these models to fail, or how you propose to approach overcomes them?
Now, so far, what I studied, this was a comparison study using the various recent papers we had. So, in that, the variability, what we can say is the ARIMA model was good at doing the things, but as I said, it's an old math problem which has a 45% of error rate. To overcome that, we
Yeah,
had CNN.
how it is overcoming your proposal method?
Ma'am, I had a study. Now, there's no proposal as I'm pitching in. I had a study and how and what
Means
has
you need
overcome
to make on
comparability.
what basis they are giving that Arima is having only 45% and rest of the things are having the more.
Ma'am, over here I can depict you. See, this is the model wherein it has a data sets, and here is what.
Yeah.
Ma'am, using the different, what we can say, the different RSMEC and SVR models. So
Mm.
the accuracy is what? The error rate is not, the error rate is more in ARIMA. That is what I studied so far with it.
Yeah, means there should be some reason behind that for not getting Arima more than 45, or on what basis they are telling it is only for 45. In your
Uh,
study, have you studied what are the things that is going to fail in Arima?
Ma'am, there could be a linear model which it uses. It uses the weather pattern, solar radiations, and
Yeah, means
in
when
a
we are
very
telling that,
hmm,
when we are telling that in old model, these are the
huh, huh.
accuracy, then we need to tell even what are the reasons behind that.
Yes, yes, ma'am. So
Yeah,
Arima
means
uses
today, yeah, you can
linear.
tell that 45% and someone might have tell that 65%, but
Correct,
we should
correct.
have the reason what
Perfect.
exactly
Yes.
it is for the 45.
Yeah.
Okay, just go
Ma'am.
ahead. So that in future it will be helpful for you for your further research also.
Yes, 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 ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And coming to your framework architecture, you mentioned
Mm.
explainable AI techniques like
Yes.
SHAP,
Sharp and
LIME, yeah,
yes. Fine.
in the
Yes.
analysis layer. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
How do these explanations influence model validation and decision making for grid operators
Ma'am,
or
it
the
acts like a
stakeholders?
translator. It acts like a translator, like the SHAP
Okay.
and this. It helps us to make the
Okay.
decision making more appropriate. Now, for example,
Okay.
what and why did happen this? It helps me
Mm.
to give me the depiction. Because of this, for us human beings, it happens to get a trust more better.
Okay.
Because of this SHAP and line, the trust building
Okay.
happens to be more better.
Okay. Yeah. Okay then.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
All the best. Bye. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah.
So next we have Aryan, paper titled Deep Fake Detection.
Uh, okay. Uh, Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. We are total six authors, and three of us are present here. So first, we will start with the demonstration. Then we will switch to the presentation. Is it all right?
Yeah,
Yes,
it
yes.
is. Please carry on.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This is our UI. Basically, this is the deepfake detection unit. So I'll be uploading a video right now. Can you see my screen? Hello.
Yeah, your screen is visible, but your voice is a bit lower.
Uh, okay. So here I've uploaded a fake video. This is a deep fake. This is a deep fake video. Am I? Hello.
Yes, Aryan, you're audible.
Yeah. So this we'll be doing the analysis of this deep fake video right now. So for the architecture of this, we have used MobileNet V2 with combination with CNN. We have divided the video into basically two parts. We have divided it into video and audio, and we are analyzing both the parts individually, which will increase the accuracy and performance of our model here, as we had limited amount of computational power, so we used MobileNet V2 and CNN. So as we can see here, the analysis has been complete, and the fake probability is 100%. As I said, it was a deep fake video, and now I'll be uploading a real video just to show you the difference between the two. And these videos are not from the dataset included in the training. For training, we included CelebDF dataset and Face Forensics plus dataset. These deepfake detections are focused on detecting fake uh, fake deepfake faces. So like it is limited to the faces. Uh, as we had limited computational power, so we decided to narrow down our search to faces. So the analysis has been generating here. Just take a second. So we basically splitting the video into frames, uh, then removing duplicate frames. We're taking one frame every 5 seconds. Then we're detecting we have a face detection pipeline on it, and then we're cropping the face down for easier analysis. Then standardizing the face, and then further we're saving the cropped video and analyzing. And we're doing our analysis on that cropped video. Further moving on to the PPT. Vaishnavi, please present the PPT here.
Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Uh, Let us start with the introduction of our project. So we have tried building an AI-powered deepfake detection system. First of all, let's understand what is a deepfake. So as shown, it's a synthetic media that is generally used creating using AI or replace or mimic a person's face, voice, or actions. Like suppose if I'm speaking and my face is swapped with someone else, so that is a deepfake that is being created. So this particular problem, due to the rise of internet and social media, this particular problem also started rising. So we thought, let's try to build something, contribute towards that. So we have used MobileNet V2. It's a lightweight and efficient CNN model. It's ideal for mobile or resource-constrained environments. Like I can run this model on my phone as well. We have used CNN and LSTM that utilizes the deepfake feature extraction with sequential learning. Here we have used two data sets for this particular training. We have used CelebDF V4 and Face Forensics Plus Plus. Both of them contain the real and fake videos. Celeb one, it contains the real and fake videos from celebrity interviews, and the Face Forensic one, it contains the manipulated videos with various deepfake techniques that exist right now. Um, the deployed one that we showed, it was a Flask web application where users can upload the videos and accordingly they'll receive whether it's fake or real. Yeah. So let's focus on the problem statement. As I mentioned, that due to the rise in technology and social media and all those things, there was a rise in deepfake technology. So the impact of deepfake was spreading of misinformation. Suppose someone didn't say things like that, but a fake video is getting viral because the deepfake that they have commented something or they have said some kind of statement. It also leads to fraud and identity theft, political manipulation, as I mentioned, cybersecurity threats. So these are all the impacts that deepfakes create. The objectives of this project was to first pre-process the deepfake data sets that we did by extracting the frames and identifying the face and the lip movement, the eye movement, the shadows, and all these things. Then we built two deep learning pipelines. One was the MobileNet V2, which is based on CNN. The other was yeah, based on spatial and temporal patterns. Then we trained and evaluated the models on this on the two data sets that I mentioned, and then we deployed the model and we used Flask web application. This is the system architecture, Aryan.
So yeah, the data set, as I said before, was from Syllab V2, V4, and also from Face Forensics plus plus. And then further, this is the pre-processing that we're doing on the video itself. We're splitting the video into frames. We're taking one frame every 5 seconds because that is more optimal and easier for the lightweight model. And then we're detecting the face using our face detection pipeline. And then further, the face is being cropped for better analysis. And then we're saving the cropped image into a dataset, which is further being processed by our MobileNet model after it is being divided into train and test split. And then we're loading the video into the actual model itself, the deepfake detection model. And then we can see a confusion matrix as we saw in the Flask application. And then we're exporting this data uh, into a trained model so the model can learn on itself. Next slide.
Okay. Implementation, we have shown you the implementation on real video as and fake video, both of them. This is the implementation slide. And coming to the conclusion of the project, so we tried developing a robust deepfake detection system. Uh, Due to the constraints of GPUs and all, um, we tried we tried accurately classifying the videos as real or fake, and we ensured that the real world robustness by training on diverse data sets. The two data sets, they were comparatively huge, and they contain mostly all types of videos that we can expect in different lightings and different facial movements, different lip movements, and all these things. And we tried providing an intuitive web-based interface so that as an user also it's not that complicated for anyone to use. Yeah, so that's it.
Thank you for the presentation. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Uh, yeah. Why did you choose only MobileNet V2 for the deepfake detection?
Ma'am, because of the constraints of our laptops, ma'am, it is a very lightweight model which performs really well, and it is the best trade-off for accuracy and computational power.
So how does its depth-wise separable convolution impact accuracy and computational efficiency compared to standard CNNs?
Sorry, ma'am.
Means how you are going to means depth-wise separable convolution impact your MobileNet V2 in deepfake, how this is going to be impact on the accuracy or computational efficiency? Means can you compare with CNN?
Ma'am, CNN will require a way bigger data set to actually train, whereas MobileNet V2 is already pre-trained model, so it does not require that much tweaking.
It's a
Okay.
transfer learning. It's a transfer learning model. So it's already trained on a huge data sets. We have to just fine tune it and use it according to our needs. So that is
So
why we used. Yeah.
what's your instance size? Means dataset size. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I think the data set size for Face Forensics Plus Plus was, I think it consisted of 20,000 videos, in which
Okay.
I think, yeah, 15,000 were real and 5,000 were, I think, fake.
So what strategies did you use to improve your CNN's generalization ability against high quality deepfakes? Means like data augmentation or transfer learning. Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am. So, for to generalize the model further, we introduced blurriness into our images, and then rotating it by a certain degree. So these were some uh, augmentation that we did with our images in order to generalize the model further. And we tried training a model using those images as well.
Means how does your CNN capture spatial artifacts in deepfake images or videos?
So, ma'am, the initially we extracted 5 frame every fifth frame from the video. Then we were using OpenCV to detect the face, and we were cropping the image uh, un- uh, only with the face in it. And then the CNN along with the LS team, it what the advantage it gave us is it used to using the LSTM we were able to keep track of the frames over a period of time. So this helped the CNN to keep track of the features changing constantly over a period of time because of using the LSTM. So that is the reason we use the combination of both of these models. Because CNN alone, it wasn't like as it was a video defect detection system, so it had to be like we had to keep track of the context, like the features changing over time, the small subtle glitches or changes that are not usually considered normal.
So what is the difference of the present research and your project? Yeah, for your project.
So, ma'am, major difference between the existing projects and our projects would be that our architecture and our setup is much more lightweight. So it's much easier to set up and start
It's
using
on what basis you are telling it is lightweight?
because of the model that we are using, the mobile nets V2, which isn't as as huge compared to other models like ResNet 50. So initially we thought of using ResNet 50, but
Have you gone through any of the papers which is there on mobile V8,
V3, ma'am.
V3? Okay.
No, ma'am. So this project was developed during our second year of BTech. So that is
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Oh, right now you are in second year.
No, ma'am. We are now in fourth year. Our fourth year now.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So being fourth year, you need to understand. I think after second year, you didn't update it. I think. Is it
No,
it?
ma'am. We didn't get the opportunity to work on this again because every sem we are assigned a new project that we have to work on, and
Okay.
again we started with our internship, which we are currently doing now.
Okay.
Yes.
Instead of with the basic, you can go a little bit higher so that that might help you.
Yes, ma'am. So we had a now that we have more experience on working, like we have more hands-on experience, right? And ML and AI.
Yeah.
So we have
You
some
we
good
have
models that we
you
have
would
in our
have
mind.
add some of the features. for the paper.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. All the
Thank you.
best.
Thank you, ma'am.
So next we have Sonali, paper titled Depression Prediction using Large Language Model and AVT Fusion Model on Multimodal Data. Sonali, are you there? Sonali, are you there? So next we have Paul, paper titled Development of G Code to KRL Translation Interface for Robotics Machining with Kuga KR16 Industrial Arms.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon,
You will please start your
teachers.
presentation.
Okay. Can you see my slide?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, my name is Paul Chassi Pesantes for Universidad Politécnica Salesiana. Today I present our work on G-code to KRL translation interface that adapt KUKA KRL 16.2 industrial robots for CNC style machining. ICAD-CAM toothpads are naturally exposed and the G-code, but Cooker Robot expand KRL, so moving for design to execution often means manual rewriting, extra steps, and more change for mistake. At the same time, many industrial robots are mechanical but underused for machining workflows. Our goal is to close that practical gap, keep the standard CAD-CAM pipeline, and make the KR 16.2 execute to path through a reliable translation layer. We build an automated translation for he-coded to KRL. For the KRL 16.2 contributions are processing to remove CNC-only commands and Python translator. There are parsed motion blocks and output KUKA ready.crc and .dat files and an experimental validation by machining simple 2D shapes and multi-level 3D shapes. We focus on linear moves and keep execution stable and translation robust. Reality work tackles robot machining with offline programming, calibration, and sometimes sensing or adaptive control. Accuracy limit versus CNC are will now. Our focus is narrowed but practical and lightweight direct translator that enable CAD, CAM, G-code workflows and the KUKA controller with clear scope and minimal integration overhead. The pipeline is straightforward. CAD can generate G-code. We filter and translate into KRL. We transfer around the program on the KUKA robot controller. After machine, we compare the part against the CAD reference. The key idea is preserving the standard workflow and making to robot the execution platform. What is the core method? We first pre-process and G-code and remove command to don't map cleanly to KUKA control, like M's codes, S, spindle, and F fit. Then we keep the essential motion command, G00 for rapid position and G01 for linear cut moves. The translator parses each motion block extract exit target and convert the into kernel motion statement and data structure. Finally, it automatically generates two files and the control needs .crc for the program and that for association data. So the result is ready to load and execution with minimal manual edits. For validation, we design part in Fusion 360, generate two parts in CAM and verify in the G code, and CNC simulation cuts obvious issues early. Then we translate to KRL, copy that CRC that to the KRC via USB and machine the parts in MDF. Accuracy is evaluated by comparing a measured dimension to the CAD reference. Qualitatively, the robot execution the translate path successful. The 2D shapes show consist contour and the stepped pyramid confirm multi-level machine on one workplace. This demonstrates the end-to-end workforce work in practice. Qualitatively, the dimension error are small. The worst case is the square with 0.15 millimeters or 0.3% relative error. The triangle show 0.1 millimeter or 0.2%. For the pyramid, several levels are the 0 millimeter and the largest deviation is the 0.1 millimeter, about 0.18%. The takeaway is the translation interface enables CNC style execution and KRL 16.2 with resonant precision for these tasks, with extra hardware modification. Limitation, we intend to focus on linear moves, so arcs and complex surface paths are not converted yet. CNC spindle fed semantics not transferred directly to KRL, so those codes are removed to hand separately. And final accuracy still depends on mechanics, stiffness, vibration, fixturing, and calibration. To conclude, we deliver a practical G-code KRL interface that preserves the CAD/CAM workflow and enable machine toolpath and KUKA KRL2. Next step are improving repeatability through better calibration and processing tuning, and exploring forcing feedback for more robust machining. For long term, we aim to support more complex trajectories. Thank you for your attention. And what is question?
Thank you for the presentation. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Yeah. May I know why are you only linear G code moves translated to KRL?
Because the G code is different and the code, the KRL and the cook is necessary release a translation because it's different program.
Okay. What information is stored separately in the .src and .dat files in KUKA KRL?
It's different because series is the line code, but that is necessary for the movement of the robot. It's necessary in file that is the angles and position the robot.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you
All the
for
best.
you.
So next we have Kamal, paper titled E-Agriculture and ICT Enable Governance, an empirical study on digital transformation in the agriculture sector. Kamal, are you there? So next we have K.S. Badrinarayan, paper titled Key Success Factors for Effective Behavior Based Safety Implementation in Production Systems.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. You may
Yeah,
please start your
thank you. Thank you.
presentation.
I will just share my screen. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
So good afternoon to everyone. So myself is Badri Narayanan and my co-author Mr. Alka. We are going to present on the research study that we made, key success factors for effective behavior safety implementation and production system. So to start off with the introduction is that what is behavior-based safety? It is nothing but the proactive safety management that is actually involved in each and every system with respect to any sort of organization and other service system. So the main aim behind implementing such behavior system is to mainly make sure that the safety of the employees or the workers at any workplace is actually maintained, and the main idea is to make sure that the workplace accidents are actually being avoided. So traditional safety management systems have always been implemented, and no matter what, there are always certain factors or set of rules that are followed by each and every organization that is essential for a basic working place. But there have been prior studies with these behavior-based system where the major accidents have been contributed because of not following the rules or not particularly implementing the behavior-based safeties in the right manner. And the system and actually applying these to the workplace is actually involving a systematic observation and other safety walks that are involved by supervisors and many other managers who are involved in the total organization. And it is actually important to make sure that the main factors that are involved for such systems and implementing it are to be identified. So with respect to the research gap, that why we have come up with this research is that this adoption of BBS, that is behavior based safety, has always been there, and there has been a systematical examination with respect to the interrelationships of the factors that are involved with implementing it. So the existing studies actually shows the importance of particular factors which are actually individually focused. And there is a lack in the quantitative and system based approaches with respect to how a combination of two factors, how it actually contributes to the sustainable behavior based safety implementation in any workplace. So to address these gaps, we have come up with the quantitative analysis that is called as GINA analysis, gray influence analysis, that is involving with calculating the total non-quantifiable variables and coming up with factors that can actually influence. So the main research objective is to understand and quantify the influence relations between the factors that are actually important in successfully implementing the behavior-based system. And the next is to identify those key drivers amongst all the factors that are influencing, which are those key drivers that are actually helping them to successfully implement it. So next is the methodology. So this GINA influence, that is the gray influence analysis, involves collecting factors that are actually involved with respect to behavior-based system. So this has been implemented and has been applied in most of the research studies where the quantifiable variables are not that much explicit, and such qualitative measurements are measured, and each and every factors are actually identified and given some quantifiable variables that are analyzed with respect to converting that into gray numbers and then whitenized. So here what we did was we actually collected the responses from 25 different experts with respect to production system who are working there, starting from supervisors to managers with 1 years of experience or more than 1 year. And the data was collected and the confidentiality was actually maintained, and the interview was conducted based on 7 factors that we came through systematic literature that we actually did. And these are the 7 factors. One is leadership commitment and active participation, employee engagement and ownership, systematic behavioral observation and feedback, data-driven decision making, integration with existing safety programs, continuous training and coaching, and recognition and positive reinforcements. These are 7 factors that are generally associated with respect to actually implementing the successful behavior-based system. But the main aim was to identify which of these drivers are actually much more important and contributing towards implementing a successful one. So this influence relations where actually all the data were collected and the coefficients were given with respect to the all assigned values that were given. And by comparing it with the Pareto chart, that is the 80-20 rule, we were able to come up with the factors that are influencing maximum out of each and every factors in influencing it successfully. So here is the observation that was made. The Likert scale was used where quantifiable and qualitative measurements such as very low, medium, high, and very high were actually given in the survey. And each and every such qualitative measurements were given with a gray value so that the definite range is given. And then it was whitenized using the analysis. So during the process, we were able to come up with the influence relations where this influence actually shows how each and every factor is actually contributing towards implementing a successful behavior-based safety. So with the complete influence, we were able to find out that LC, that is leadership commitment, and with respect to safety behavior and educating them is something that is completely influencing more compared to all the factors. And when we came to that of results, we were able to identify that leadership commitment and active participation emerged as the highest influential among the CSF, that is critical successful factors that is contributing to the behavior-based safety, and a total influence of 0.2957. And the second one was continuous training and coaching was ranked as the second highest with an influence of 0.2883. The results actually gave us a whole idea that it is not about the individual factor that is influencing, but leadership driven governance and continuous training and coaching is actually important to actually successfully implement the behavior based safety. And both these factors have a strong influence to make sure that employee involvement is there and consistent observation and compliance with respect to safety behavior is done. And with respect to the overall successful factors that we involved, is leadership involvement has always been important. And the continuous training comes from leadership involvement where the leaders or the managers who are supposed to be involved with respect to quality measurements or the safety implementation who come up with all these training ideas. So when leadership involvement is actually there, the ownership is actually being given to the people and the awareness regarding taking up ownership to make sure that safety is being implemented and continuous observation is being made is actually made sure. And the education and on the job training is something important which is actually different from consistent training, because on the job training provides them the importance and gives them the awareness of how it is actually important and why it is actually important to make sure that safety and rules are to be followed and it is to be done together. These two main factors, one is leadership and continuous improvement and coaching, has made it as one of the most critical factors, and combined to it is something that will actually drive them to a sustainable behavior-based safety implementation. The limitations with respect to such research study is that this GINA methodology is actually effective, but since with respect to the constraint of collecting the surveys, we stick on to 25 managers who are actually involved in the production system, which makes sure that we cannot generalize this to any sort of sectors, particularly apart from the production system that we focused on. And next is that these production system might be different from other production systems. So these 7 identified factors are not only the critical success factors. We have taken it from the literature survey, and there are many other factors that might also influence the behavior-based safety implementation. The recommendation involves organizations should strongly make sure that the leadership frameworks emphasize on continuous training and also implementing such rules in their workplace. And senior managers should supervise and make sure that they need to take the ownership of making sure safety is being maintained, because it is highly critical in any sort of workplace, be it production system and any other workplace. And this on-job training and coaching programs enhance the employee competency and also make sure that the rules and regulations are being followed, which can be taught to their colleagues and peers who are working there. Organizations should recommend these behavioral based safety implementation so that it is giving them a sustainable advantage with respect to the existence and the moving forward. So the future scope involves, one is the methodological advancement, because Gina has been existing in the industry for the past many years, and there have been many hybrid models such as SEM and MICMAC with a larger sample size, because Gina is actually helpful with respect to smaller sample size like 21 or 25 sample surveys. And the examination is the critical success factors that are actually observed. With respect to here, 7 critical success factors were mentioned. There are much more success factors which can be combined together and make sure that technology advancement and integrating technology with respect to the workplace is something, the factors that can actually influence more and give us more scope for researching to implement a successful behavior based safety. And apart from that, another thing is simulation based. Here the factors are actually very raw factors and that are influenced and which are actually given by those managers where the surveys are actually done. And simulation based is something that will help them in conducting the total ranking system and also making sure the analysis is done based on the day-to-day survey rather than going for a generalized one. And these are the references that we actually used.
Thank you for the presentation. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Yeah, what are the challenges that you have observed when you are implementing this Gina?
Ma'am, challenges is that we need to make sure that the allocation of all the factors to each and every qualitative measurement is actually important. And
Okay.
allocating it and finding the suitable range so that the bias is not being there, because the surveys that are being made with the personnel is based on their own experience that they have had, so there will be bias with respect to the responses that they are giving. So the main point is suiting the taking up the suitable range and clearing whatever bias is actually there is one difficulty that is involved in this Gina.
And how are the safety goals clearly defined in the Gina methodology? Means
Sorry, ma'am,
how do they align? Means like how the safety goals clearly defined in the Gina methodology. Means
I didn't
how
get
do
it.
they align with organizational safety objectives to the production systems?
Gina is basically the analysis that is done to make sure that we are getting the highest influential factors. So these factors with respect to implementing a behavior-based safety in a production system is these 7 factors we came up with the literature survey, and the factors how much influence is totally based on the experience that the person had with respect to whom we did the surveys.
Okay. So, have you gone through those 7 factors which you gone through in the literature survey? Have
Yes,
you?
ma'am. These 7 factors were taken from the literature survey because all these 7 factors were individually mentioned in each and every papers where they were focusing
Okay.
on particular. So then we
Okay.
combined it because here the main difference between other research paper and our research is that here we have come up with the importance of making sure that the combination of 2 factors, instead of just taking over or looking upon leadership commitment, it is a combination of leadership commitment and also continuous training, because continuous training or coming up with that idea with the plan of training the workspace and the work human people who are actually working there involves from the leadership commitment and from the strategy. So only when that commitment is actually given and they are driven with respect to the motto of implementing a safe environment for their workplace, only then they will come up with the continuous training. And these not only affect their own manager, but also help the workers who are working there.
Okay. Good work, Badri Narayan.
Yes.
All the best.
Thank you.
So next we have Dev, paper titled Scaling Agile for Healthcare Innovations Lessons from Philips Healthcare Transformation Journey and Industry. Wild Implication. Yes, you are audible. Please start with your presentation.
Hello.
Yeah, please start with your presentation.
Okay, sir. Yes. Just a minute. Let me share my screen. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes. Just a minute. Let me present it. Okay. Done. So, good afternoon to the respected reviewers, the researchers, the faculty members, and all of the participants present here. I am Dev Bhalodia, and today I would like to present my paper, which is titled as Scaling Agile for Healthcare Innovation and the Lessons from the Philips Healthcare Journey. So, this presentation focuses on how Agile methodology helps Philips Healthcare to improve the software development efficiency in a highly regulated healthcare environment and in a highly regulated healthcare society. Okay. So, the key points that I would like to cover will be the introduction part, the challenges faced by the healthcare organizations, the development model perspective, the why Agile is used as a solution in healthcare, and why Philips has used it. Then the comparative insights, then Philips Agile framework, organizational transformation at Philips, and the strategic benefits that Philips received by adopting the Agile methodology and concluding it. So, let us have a brief introduction first. So we know that Philips Health global leader in the healthcare technology and in the healthcare society. So healthcare software is critical for diagnostics, the patient monitoring, and clinical decision support. And it also plays a crucial role in that. So software systems in healthcare must balance the rapid innovation and must adapt the change and with patient safety and regulatory compliance, right? So traditional development approaches like the waterfall and the iterative model often struggle to adapt to changes in the clinical and regulatory needs. So agile methodology provides us a flexible and iterative approach to overcome these challenges. And hence agile methodology is good over the traditional methods like the waterfall and iterative model. This study analyzes the agile transformation journey of Philips Healthcare, like how they changed from the traditional models like the waterfall and iterative model towards adapting the agile methodology. Now, let us have a review of the challenges faced by the healthcare organizations. So, the first is rigid traditional development models. So, the rigid traditional development models included heavy documentation, upfront planning, and sequential phases limit the adaptability in dynamic healthcare environments. Then the regulatory compliance pressure. So, strict FDA and EU MDR requirements increased the development complexity, and it eventually caused the slow release of cycles of the software. Then the patient safety and quality assurance demands. So due to the software failures, we know that it can directly impact the patient outcomes, and it requires extensive validation and testing. Then the delayed value delivery. So the long development cycles postpone the deployment of critical healthcare features and updates. Then there is the limited clinical feedback integration. So the feedback from clinicians is often received late in the traditional models, leading to the costly rework. And due to that, the solutions are misaligned. Then legacy systems and infrastructure is there. So older platforms reduce the interoperability, scalability, and integration with the modern healthcare technologies. Now, this is the development model perspective, in which you can see the types of models that we have considered for our paper. That is waterfall model, iterative, incremental, spiral, RAD, which is the rapid application development model, and the agile model is there. Then the specifications are like this that we have included are project size, development duration, risk handling, flexibility, and others. So traditional models like waterfall follow a linear development approach. Then these models are suitable only when the requirements are fixed and stable, which is not in the healthcare society or not in a regulated healthcare environment, right? So healthcare software requirements frequently change due to clinical and regulatory updates, and agile development supports incremental and iterative progress. Hence agile model is good or is more preferable over the traditional models like waterfall or iterative model. So the continuous testing and early feedback are the core strengths of agile methodology, and agile is better suited for the dynamic healthcare environments. Now, the comparative insights are there. So for the comparative insights, we have considered the Philips Healthcare, Siemens Healthineers, GE Healthcare, and Stryker Corporation. And the key benefits, the challenges, and the Philips advantage are listed here. We know that Philips is an industry leader in the enterprise scale agile with the compliance driven innovation. Then Philips demonstrated broader agile adoption across divisions before all of this Siemens, GE Healthcare, and Stryker Corporation. So Philips outperformed by adopting agile in speed, flexibility, and feedback integration, and it also leads in the cloud, AI, and connected health platforms. Just a minute. Yes. Then Philips Agile framework is there. So in the Philips Agile framework, the transition to the iterative development. So it moved away from the long sequential development cycles towards the short time-boxed sprints, in which it enables faster delivery of healthcare software and quicker adaptation to clinical and regulatory changes. Then cross-functional collaborations were there to increase transparency. So the cross-functional collaborations established the integrated teams consisting of developers, clinicians, quality assurances, and regulatory experts to enhance the coordination and increase the transparency between them, so they can coordinate well and in a better development life cycle. Then the continuous feedback integration is there. So they have implemented the regular feedback mechanisms involving the healthcare professionals and stakeholders to ensure the ongoing refinement of features and alignments with the real clinical workflows. And they have accelerated and they have made the delivery reliable by using the CI/CD practices, so they can optimize the development and deployment workflows very faster with the help of automation and CI/CD pipelines. Significantly, they have reduced the delays with the help of CI/CD practices, and they have maintained the compliance and patient safety also. Now, this is the end-to-end agile DevOps life cycle at Philips Healthcare. Yes, they have begun with the project, and project is initialized first. Then sprint is planned, and cross-functional teams are formed. When a sprint is planned, the sprint is developed in a manner in a regulated healthcare environment. And daily coordination, as I have said, that they have moved from the siloed teams to the cross-functional teams, and hence the daily coordination is done with higher transparency rate. Then after a sprint is completed, the testing and QA team is there. So they are testing, and quality assurance is there. So quality is regularly checked after each sprint, and sprint is reviewed by the reviewer. Then then the review, once done, it is then automated, and it is then integrated into the new software requirements. So they have automated this with the help of CI/CD practices. Then clinical and user feedbacks are taken, and the feedbacks are analyzed to continue the improvement of each sprint every time. Now, the organizational transformation at Philips. So Philips shifted from the siloed teams to the cross-functional squads, as I have discussed. So it included the developers, clinicians, and quality experts, and they have worked closely together. And the communication gaps were reduced significantly due to this. Then faster and better decision making was achieved, and the teams shared ownership from the development to the deployment, and that increased the accountability for the software quality, regulatory compliance, and patient outcomes. So overall, the transformation supported a cultural shift towards the agility, the encouraging collaboration, continuous learning, and continuous improvement across the organization. So Agile promoted a culture of collaboration and continuous improvement. And due to this adoption of Agile technology or Agile methodology, the agility became fast. Then the strategic benefits of Agile, which have been received by the Philips. Development cycles became shorter and faster. Then the continuous clinical feedback improved innovation in that. Then automated deployments reduced the release risk. Then team collaborations improved across departments. Then software quality and reliability were increased, and regulatory compliance was integrated into the development process. So overall, it became very fast. So now let me conclude this topic. So Philips Healthcare faced many challenges with the traditional development approach, and to overcome these challenges, agile adoption was made, and agile adoption improved the speed, the flexibility, the agility, and collaboration. So the iterative development enabled faster and in the safer software releases, and the continuous feedback ensured the patient-centric solutions. And Agile helped Philips remain competitive in the regulated healthcare industry and in the regulated healthcare society. So this case study shows us that Agile can be successfully scaled in the healthcare organizations, can make their performance faster according to other companies. I would like to sincerely thank my co-authors for their valuable contributions in this. And I would also like to thank my department, my institute, which is CSPIT, Charuset, for providing me with every resources that I needed and the academic support that I needed. And I am grateful to our mentors also, which is my mentor is Bimal Patel, for their guidance and feedback. And I also thank SmartCom 2026 organizers for providing me with this opportunity and with this platform to showcase my work. So I also acknowledge Charuset for providing me with every resources that I needed. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am. And this is from all of my side. If you have any questions, please. Yeah.
Can you please go to your fourth slide?
Sorry, ma'am.
Can you please go to your fourth slide?
Okay, ma'am. Just a minute. Yes, ma'am. These are the challenges faced by the healthcare organizations.
So how come you are overcoming these challenges when you are implementing?
Uh, Ma'am, when agile adoption is made, I can say that by the traditional models, like the iterative model and the waterfall model, the errors were detected not at an early stage. While in the agile adoption, the errors are detected in the sprint, the time box sprints. So errors were detected early, and hence they are solved early in the software development. So by the completion of each sprint, like I would say that for development of the software, the waterfall model needed 18 months of time for Philips, whereas by adopting the agile adoption, it needed only 6 months of time. So it is only one third of the waterfall model, and hence when the errors are detected early, they are cured early, and hence the software released will be out of the errors and will be free out of the errors. So hence these challenges are overcome from the rigid traditional development models. Hello.
Ma'am, anything else?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, why are you going with waterfall model rather than V model?
No, ma'am. We are going with the agile model instead of the waterfall or iterative model.
Okay, you are going with agile.
Yes.
So what is
Yes,
the
ma'am.
sprint size?
Sorry, ma'am. The sprint duration was of 6 months, and after each sprint, the errors were detected at an early stage, and hence they are cured at an early stage. So the software was out of the errors instead of comparing the waterfall model.
So don't you think that 6 months is the bigger period for the sprint?
Yes, ma'am.
Identify the
I know,
mistakes.
but for a company like Philips, which is handling a major software, and here we are talking about the healthcare. So the testing and deployment period takes a lot of time of 2 months. So the testing period needed more of the time, and hence
Okay.
a company like Philips needed 6 months of time. And
Okay.
this is published in the Wikipedia page of Philips, for the transformation journey from the waterfall or traditional models towards the agile adoption.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Good work. All the best.
Thank you for the presentation. Next, we have Mohammad Mossi, paper title Sentiment Analysis for Business Enrichment Study on Cellular Phone Market. Mohammad Mohsin, are you there?
Am I?
Yes, you are audible. You may
Okay.
please start your presentation.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay. My topic is sentiment analysis for business enrichment study on cellular phone market. And this paper presents a novel aspect level and sentiment analysis approach that focuses on identifying and analyzing specific product features for customer reviews. Especially in this case, I have taken the example of a mobile phone market. It aims to better understand customer expectations by considering bipolar words, terms whose sentiment changes with context. The method was tested on customer reviews collected where data was pre-processed through streaming, tokenization, and stop word removal. The system then classified sentiment as positive, negative, and neutral, which detail that can be used by retailers, and they can define they reshape their strategies based on detailed customer feedback. So in the introduction part, right from 2000 and before that, it was identified that there was a need for this kind of the approach, especially aspect level analysis, then which focuses on specific product features. Then there are issues like subjectivity, personal opinions, and polarity, like the final verdict about the product. These analysis were at sentence level, which this sentiment analysis can be done by for the sentiments level, document level, and sub-sentence level using lexicon-based or machine learning approaches, and which both having their own advantages and disadvantages. This is the conceptual framework diagram for how we can implement and go for sentiment analysis. We can have data on clouds, we can refer websites where we can get the reviews of the customers, then we can get the list of the products through URLs, SpiderNet, then HTML, and we can have an application which can do review, and finally we can get the rating about the products. So in conceptual network framework, aspect level sentiment analysis helps to find what people like or dislike about specific parts of a product instead of just saying if the whole review is positive or negative. So in case of mobile phone, if it is an iPhone for security, but somebody may like security, but there are limits in using applications. So we have to identify what is positive and what is negative for this particular customer and about this particular product. So this kind of detailed analysis helps companies understand which features customers love and which need improvement. The clustering analysis shows three main groups of customers represented by orange, green, and blue clusters in the next diagram. So basically, this is a comparative study. On one side, we are targeting customers and we are collecting their demographic and psychographic data. And simultaneously, we are also collecting their sentiments, that is, their reviews about the product. And finally, we are going to match on what psychological level, what reviews there, and if they go hand in hand, then that product can be targeted to that particular customer. So in this case, we have formed three kinds of the clusters based on the psychology and demography of the customer. And surely we are also considering the reviews about the products which we are using from at least from 6 months. In this case, the green cluster merges at a lower distance in the diagram. I will show in the next slide, meaning the customers within the groups are highly similar. They like, share close values in key characteristics such as household incomes or family or composition. The orange cluster, on the other hand, merges more gradually, suggesting it contains several subgroups with moderate, and the blue cluster at a much higher distance, indicating it that it is a quite different okay from the groups. So here are the different clusters formed, which shows the clusters on the basis of their family income and number of children they have in their home and what they like to purchase. Similarly, it was used for DBA scan was also implemented. Density based scanning was also done for the customer segmentation, and then respective sentiments were collected. So here we can see the DB scan, how it was implemented for the customer psychology and demographic data and its relation with the sentiments. So these visualizations are especially valuable for targeting and marketing segmentation. So here we have made use of the box plot, which visualizes the data and which represents the distribution of numerical data values. Then targeting opportunities, the visualization aids in identifying target segmentations for segments or marketing or product development by showing which income and family size profiles are prevalent within the customer base. So these are the various parameters: income versus children. There is then income versus teenagers, children versus teenager. The points are distributed in a triangle shape, indicating that the sum of children are integers is constraint. So this shows the table of comparison: component value 1, component value 2. The median when we will reach at 1 when 50% of the households have one or fewer children. First quartile, 25% of the households have no children. Like this, we have the entire analysis. Similarly, the histogram of customers' yearly household income was also calculated, which also helps in the distribution of the various clusters. So in number 3 table, features are discussed. It is found that the people with the number of children have different kind of the interpretation. This is the, for example, in the 0 children, this is the most frequent category. Over 70 customers have no children in their household. Then one child, the frequency drops sharply for household with one child as far as the data set is concerned. Then 2 children, the again for household with 2 children. Through it's still much less frequent than 0 children. 3 children, the frequency drops significantly like this. So we identified the dominant group, average size, rarity of the large families, and KDU curve. So in this case, the methodology used was, it was adopted from ML, as there are 2 features: use of complex classifying model, CCM isn't needed. Problem arises if the type SL, supervised learning, that too, because customers can be either labeled as standard or premium. The problem is thus considered to be SL problem as data is classified. Then there are 3 methods of SL. Those are used conventionally: normal equation, multivariate linear regression, and logistic regression methods. And here optimal value of theta is calculated by the given with the defined X and Y values, where X shows input and Y shows output. So these are the mathematical expressions of this data, this concept. So there is an advantage in this method that it doesn't require feature scaling step to the conversion of optimal result. And these are the calculations related to it. A sigmoid is embedded in the hypothesis FF and given as equation 5. And these are the values which can be deduced. So application area point of view, gradient of G of theta is analytically calculated. This converges with FCD and defines hypothesis cost. Once the optimum theta is plugged back in hypothesis function, we get y dash. Here sigmoid h theta x and hypothesis functions exponential behavior and cost function finds identical for the theta is worked in hypothesis f of n in equation 5 to find values of y. So final vector is y dash with x FDC feature scale data. So the conclusion is sentiment analysis is a growing and challenging area of research. The work discussed here focuses on one of the major issues: bipolar words, which changes their meaning depending on context. The study highlights the need for companies to use modern tools and methods to improve aspect level analysis. It analyzes how context-dependent words affect both the product's overall rating and specific features, and results have been quite promising. Today, there is a strong need for intelligent tools or software that can help both customers and developers better understand how a product performs in the market. So this is from, and the future research aims to address other difficult areas in sentiment analysis, such as detecting spam reviews, fake feedback, negation, and sarcasm using advanced and updated techniques. This will make sentiment detection system more accurate and reliable. The DB-scan clustering analysis shows that most customers are classified as noise, meaning there is a high variation and low density in income and family size. Only a few tight clusters exist, indicate clear customer groupings are limited. This suggests that customer profiles are quite diverse, with only certain subgroup showing strong similarities. So these are the references which I use in my paper, and this is from my site. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Yeah. What means like how are the text data processed for sentiment analysis, and means why are the steps like tokenizations those are available in yours?
Yes, in the current literature, we have a systematic approach for aspect-based sentiment analysis, and we have to follow some steps like the tokenization, stamping. This is required for sentiment analysis.
Means other than that, is there is any possibility?
These are the most common practices. By this method, we do the sentiment analysis. These are which I have gone through.
Yeah, common factors means why we are going with it, means what exactly it does.
You are asking about sentiment analysis importance, madam?
No, about the tokenization means what are the steps you have involved? Why are you going with those pre-processed?
Because as per my research work, I am doing a research work in which I want to work on the target marketing. And on the one side, I am collecting the psychological data from customer, and on the other side, I am collecting the sentiment analysis. And when the both thing matches, we can do the right, more accurate target marketing. That's why these both are required.
Okay, what challenges arise when you are performing the sentiment analysis on social media data?
That is the fake information. Sometimes sarcasm issues are there. Then we have to reduce the noise. Sometimes we have to see that it is a fake review or emotions imbalance sometime, and not clearly mentioned what is the objective of the review. These are the general observations.
Okay, whatever the models you have used, how do those models better than the bag of words approaches?
I use the dictionary-based approach and machine learning approach, where we can have once the dictionary of the words, we can find out which word come from which positive side, negative side, or neutral side.
Okay, so you are not aware of bag of words.
Bag of means it is a kind of dictionary which we are referring.
Okay, how it is better than that? If you
So,
are aware of bag of words, I think you can answer this. If you are not aware of it, just
okay, madam. Okay, sorry, I have not seen that.
okay, then. Okay, then. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
So next we have Sonali, paper titled Depression Prediction Using Large Language Models and AVT Fusion Models on Multimodal Data.
Hello. Yes, sir. Yes.
Uh, You may please present your screen and start the presentation.
Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes. Yes. Is my screen is shared, sir?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Good afternoon, one and all. I'm Mrs. Sonali Chandrasekhar Patil. I'm presenting my paper on titled Depression Prediction using Large Language Models and AVT Fusion on the Multimodal Data with Professor Mukesh Dixit, sir. My paper ID is 1016. So, as my title is the depression prediction, it is a one type of the mental health. So, I have focused only on the one issue of the mental health, which is the depression. So, what is the importance of that mental health is? So, the mental health is concerned with how happy we are, and if we are happy or we are in a good state of mind, then we can give the good outcome to the society. We can work efficiently and all. If we are not good for the mental health, then we are being able to predict the issues at the early.
Sonali, your screen was not in a share mode.
Just a minute, sir. We'll do it. Is it shared, sir?
Not yet.
Because I shared, it is shared.
Now it is.
Is it shared, sir?
It is now visible.
Not visible here.
It is visible.
Is it shared now, sir?
No.
Sir, I'm sharing it and in the window I have my PPT for the sharing.
Uh, now it is
Shows
visible.
me.
You
Yes.
can start now.
Yes. So if it's predict the depression at the early stage, then we can counsel that person and we can help him to get out of the depression and on. So that for that the detection of this that depression at the early stage is very good. And we can also suggest the personalized treatment plans and engage him in the other activities so that that person cannot suffer in the depression. So that's why it's very good for him. So these are some papers which I reviewed as the literature review. Various data sets are there. The Reddit dataset, Facebook, Twitter, Charlie's, and other. Then I have also reviewed some review papers or some journal papers which have the analysis of why it is important to concentrate on the mental health issues and all. So various different algorithms are used there, like the CNN, LSTM, BILSTM, and all. So the main objective is that the objectives here are to analyze the interview transcripts for the prediction of the depression severity by using the GPT-4 and the LLM model. Then develop a novel approach. That novel approach is because I'm combining the audio, video, and the text. All three models combined here for prediction of the depression, not a single model. That's why this is a multi-model data set. So this is the proposed methodology or the proposed model for that depression prediction. So in the text, video, and the audio, these three models I'm combining together. So how I can combine together from that video data set? From that video data set, all these three features can be extracted. Like for this, from video, extract the audio data set, and from that audio, extract the features. So by analyzing the audio by using the whisper encode and transcript the audio to the text by using the LLM and the predict the PHQ value for that, and this will also you and by using it will detect whether it is depressed or not. Then for the video feature, again it will analyze the video features by using the BILST model, and for the audio features, again it will analyzes the audio features by using the whisper model, and we can combine this all audio, video, and the text to predict behavior and to identify whether it is depressed or not. So this is the proposed model for the depression prediction. The data set which I have used, it is the EDAC data set, which is widely adopted for the research who works on the depression and anxiety detection. So in the EDAC data set, it consists of the 270 structured clinical interviews. In out of that 275, 163 interviews, 163 records are used for the training, 56 for the validation purpose, and 56 for the testing purpose. Now, if we choose, if we check the male and female, so it is I think some 90s or that for the female, and the remaining for the male. So it is not imbalance for the male and female ratio. Now for the text module, we have extracted the text from the audio and that from that audio by using the whisper model, and we are using the Roberta regression for that for predicting its
Sonali,
peak to depression score. So it will
excuse me.
clean the data, and then we are using this Roberta regression model to find out the
Sonali,
peak. Yes, ma'am.
yeah, can you please on your camera?
Camera, I think somebody is just sorry. I thought ma'am camera is on. Extremely sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you please carry on.
Yes. For this, first we convert this audio to the text, and we are using whisper model for that. And for this, a Roberta model is used to predict the HQ depression level. And LLM model is used. In that LLM, we are using the GPT 3.4, GPT 4 to predict the severity. That is how the severity it is. It is a mild or the it is the severe or not. So this is for the text module. Then next one is the audio module. So in the audio processing, first the it is free from the noise. First the audio data is clean. Then it is sent. Then we are doing the feature extraction. In the feature extraction, the features like the pitch, pauses, energy, these are extracted. Then uses the whisper encoder to capture the speech patterns. Then BLST model is used to analyze the changes between that speech, and regression model is used for the classification, whether it is a depressed or not. Then next model is the video model. The facial expressions or the facial behavior is extracted by using the open face toolkit. So it will extract the facial expressions, then the eye gaze, head pose, like these features are extracted. Then the data is normalized. Uh, then by two-level BILSTM network is uses for this process. Then attention layer, it gives the weights to the different frames according to their relevance, and then it will use the regression to predict whether it is depressed or not, and how severity of the depression model is. And finally, now see here the from the actually what I want to do. Every person is not reaching out to the health counselors or in the mental hospitals to check out whether I'm going from the mental health issues or the depression or not. So that if a small app is developed so that the person can talk on that, he can answer some questionnaires, and he can at least get the idea that now this is a state that I have to visit to some counselor or the hospital or not. So for that I'm using this, I'm trying to build this system. So from that video, in that video the some questionnaires will be there. He will ask some questions. From that video, the audio and the text what the person is talking, that will be get extracted. Now there are three models: audio, video, and the text. And from all these three models, the data is extracted, and model is working on it, and finally it will find out whether it is depressed or not. And the average of all these three models will be taken together, and it will gives an just a notification that how much severity it is. So this is the AVT fusion model, that is all the models will be pipelined and merged together to find out the PHQ at depression detection and find out the severity of that. So some model validations. So using the RMSC, then MAE, CCC for this evaluation matrix. Yes, again for the matrix, we use the accuracy, prediction, recall, and the F1 score for the classification matrix. So these are some results. Validation, so these are the results for the textual methods where we can see the RMSE, MA, and the CC scores for this models like the GPT 3.4, Deep Robota Tokenizer, GPT-4, and the LLM model. Now, if we compare this, then we can get that for this the RMSE score is very less for the GPT-4, and these are for the accuracy, precision, and the recall. These are the results for the same models. This is for the text models, and for the audio and video models, these are the results. Yes, one. Hello.
हाँ.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm
Hello.
audible. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
these are the results for this audio and visual video models, where this audio and video, the BiLSTM Whisper and the BiLSTM model is used,
Yeah.
and these are some analysis. Now, yes, ma'am.
Can you please tell me about this RMSE values?
Ma'am, RMSE, it is the root mean square error. So it is actually calculates the error. That means we are training the data set on the existing. So it will calculate what is the predicted score I'm getting it and what is the actual result is it. So it will calculate that error difference, and root mean square, it is the square root of error. That is the difference between that predicted and the actual results. So
Instead
that
of
means it
LSTM,
is.
why you being to why LSTM? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you. Actually, when I prefer the previous papers for the literature review, that I got the some results are good for the bialist team, so I go for it.
Yeah,
That.
may I know what are those reasons? Are you aware of those?
Sorry, ma'am, can you please repeat?
Are you aware of the difference between LSTM and YLSTM? Are you aware of this?
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay. Actually, this is one of the good work that nowadays it is going on. Why? Because many of the students or even the kids of school age also they are going into the depression because of the pressure and rest of the things. So it's a good work if
Yeah.
you are doing more better than this. Means like understanding means what are the characteristics of the psychology to go into the depression and how they are going to behave. If you are able to understand those things, it will be more helpful for your research.
Yes, actually, ma'am, I visited some hospitals for that also, but
Very good.
it's not easy to get the data from that. But
No, it's
yes,
not
I'm getting
possible to get
only
the
the
data.
hard copies. Yes,
Yeah, it
ma'am.
is not possible for you to get the data because it is confidential and they don't want to give. The only thing that I am telling is if you are able to interact with those people, then you will understand different types of depressions. Generally, in English, we are going to use a single terminology depression, but there will be different stages and different frequencies with the different characteristics. If you are able to talk with those people or interact with those people, then it will be helpful for your research to understand which type of people you can work on it.
Yes,
Technically, you are good.
yes, yes,
Practical
ma'am.
also, if you are able to gather, it will be more good for you. It's just a suggestion.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. I will definitely try to add it, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, all the
Yes.
best.
Even though I'm trying to bifurcate it by using some this the age factor, because it matters a lot for the school children's. It is they are suffering from different kind of the depressions, and like the
Exactly.
people like us who are working and household ladies, they are suffering from the different issues, but it's big work. It's we cannot add
Yeah,
it into the one,
exactly.
so
Not
there can be
only
the
because of
different models.
yes, because of the depressions, many of the people are choosing with the suicidal tendencies also. If we are able to figure out what the characteristics of a depression person, we can protect many of the people from the suicides and rest of the things. Nowadays, pressures are more because of education, working style, and even the family conditions also, societal conditions. If we are able to understand those things, it will be more helpful for you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, all the best.
Thank you for the presentation. Uh,
Thank you, sir.
Next, we have Kamal, paper titled E-Agriculture and ICT Enable Governance, an empirical study on digital transformation in the agriculture sector.
Am I audible? Like, good
Yeah,
afternoon,
you are
everyone.
audible.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
You will please start your presentation.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone, those who are present in the meeting. Also, good afternoon, ma'am. Uh, Today, we are here for the 10th International Conference on Smart Trends in Computing and Communication. Basically, the paper title is like E-Agriculture and ICT Enable Governance, an empirical study an empirical study on digital transformation in the agriculture sector. So the authors, those who are there in with me as like co-authors, these are like Pawan Kumar, Dr. Pawan Kumar, Dr. Vivek Deshpal, and Ms. Harinder Kaur. So every author have played their own role based on the study. Because this is empirical study, so everyone played a role. Someone like who's there for the data collection, someone who's there for the like talking about the analysis part, and like those who are there, I played a role over the basically introduction linked with the like project which is already running by the ITC company. So based on the same, we took an idea and we are here for the paper title, which is an agriculture and ICT enable governance. So let's proceed with the study, whatever the study we have done on this. So basically, the abstract, talking about the abstract, the research paper itself is like will investigate about the relationship. So this will be the main objective for our paper. So investigate relationship between the ICT enable governance, policy provisions, and digital literacy. So talking about these terms, and like after that, transformation in digital agriculture sector. So digital transformation in the agriculture sector, like already so many corporates have already worked on this. But talking about the parameters with like why we took this idea, because one of the organization from we have started this idea, and we'll try to develop a model based on the same. We just took a study of 275 participants, those who are linked with the agriculture sector. And based on the same, we have represent we try to develop something. We will try to develop something based on the model, because before that the idea took from the ITC company itself, like in a Indian Tobacco Corporation, those who have started in the corporate responsibility part, the e-Sanchalak project. So basically, that project is linked with the person who is linked with the farming and giving the training to the farmers. But here we are presenting based on like the data itself, or the study itself is presenting the relationship, where we can present a model which is based on the digitalization, based on the the information and community technology, technology. So the idea is totally about not talking about the person who's involving in that talking about the digitalization and methods and performing the techniques which are helpful for the farmers. So the studies based on that and the relationship effect based on the variables. So the depending variable is the digital transformation were examined with the help of correlation recognition, ANOVA, and descriptive statistics. So results have shown the policy framework digital literacy is the most important influence in agricultural digital transformation. And there is a like a more indirect, but like the bigger part of ICT enabled governance. The model was not like which is actually we found the model was found to be reliable and valid through the diagnosis assessment. But when we're talking about like the part which is there of the adaptability over there, there are so many challenges over there. The analysis highlights that the facts digital transformation in agriculture is not only about technology, but it also involves ensuring there is a strong policy. So if like we present the model, we will prepare the model based on the study that will definitely go with the like the under the project or going through the patent too. So we'll try to that. We'll try the part of also we'll try the part of that. So the finding itself highlights that the concerned efforts are like the imperative to the digital literacy to promote favorable policy settings and ICT based like policy instrument to enhance sustainable, inclusive, and technology intensive rural development. So why we took like the idea also with the abstract, it is clear because this totally and totally linked with the agriculture field. And this is an empirical study. So let's proceed with the introduction, whatever the introduction. So I just took the part like where we are talking about the concern related with the agriculture part and talking about the agriculture in the terms of the digitalization. So introduction itself is talking about the ICT sector. So where the ITC is like totally linked with the way they are talking about the things in information and communication technology. So in nowadays, it's a very important role talking about the way the government operates in the world today, making the governance itself. So in every part. So the reason is like it's more efficient, accountability is there and transparency with the public service too. And the next is the agriculture. So we know like agriculture is playing a main role in everywhere. Not talking about only the India. So in everywhere it's playing a big role. But the digital, we talking about like the green revolution. But what did it play? So green revolution. So most of the companies played their own role, like talking about HUL, talking about ITC. They have played their role. But with that green revolution, it's not converted into the digital. So talking about that part where we are talking about giving them the techniques with the models or the policy itself. Through the models, we can generate that kind of a policy which can be helpful for this part. So this will facilitate the access of the government services by the digital platform. That will be the main part. And the role of the role of the digital literacy, which is a very important. Like as some of the organization, I already told you, some of the organization have already played a role in the agriculture to provide the techniques. But talking about the model, talking about the digital tools which may be required to understand the terms and the understand the terms of the like the mindset of the or the concept of the urban to rural to urban concepts. So that may be also a part of that. Policy framework. So good policies provide the rules and regulation as a like, institutional framework. Every institution required, and that can only be possible if we say we'll use of the ICT. And the framework itself is like based upon like talking about the part which is like government should recognize this thing with the regulation, talking about the technology, which maybe leads to the long-term sustainability part. Last but not the least, like in the digitalization in the agri business, because nowadays like government is also interested into the part of the agriculture product projects. So boosting that part, like because one of the goal SDG goal is also related with the agriculture point of view. So that's what the part which is helpful to understand that rural sustainable rural development part. So the research methodology which we used, as already told you, like we totally based upon the structured questionnaire, and we took the response from the persons who were the experts who were in the agriculture fields. So one of our co-authors played a very good role in this to collect the data from these agriculture from the agriculture university itself, Punjab Agriculture University, and so many experts are involved. Even like I belongs to the Chandigarh University, so our university is also playing like some of the persons who are linked with the agriculture field have played the role to collect this data. So their advice are like based on this questionnaire, we did a quantitative part where the analysis is based on the statistics and correlation, then regression analysis, and like ANOVA is also used in this part to talk about the terms like is it necessary part to talk about this ICT enabled governance, digital literacy, and digital transformation is required, actually is required or not required. So that part is important to talk about the standardization of the sustainable practices in this like in the revolution of the agriculture. So 275 responses we received, and based on the same we did that part. The literature review is totally based upon like the studies which have already been done based on based on some scopus, based on SCI papers done. So they have worked on like on the platforms, but not a proper module or the model is there which we can present for the like the policy making or to so that's what the novelty of this research too also. So that we can directly present to the government and like, they can approach to that policy making, and like they can develop that model for the.
Are you there?
In the middle of the presentation, he left, I think.
Yeah, ma'am, I also think so.
Yeah, maybe technical glitch.
हाँ मैम, just a few minutes, ma'am.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are audible. You may please.
There may be a technical issue in this.
Can you please on your camera, Kamal?
Okay, ma'am. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, it is. You can carry on.
Give me a second to start my presentation. So now it's visible, ma'am, presentation. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So already discussed the part of the literature review. So should I start with this slide again, or like should we go to the next one?
No, just go where you lost.
Okay. Like we were talking about the literature review. So the literature review is basically based on the same like the introduction took from the ICT enabled
I
governance.
think literature survey already completed, right?
Okay. Then thank you.
Yeah,
So
please go ahead with the next slides.
yeah. So the next is it totally based upon the part like I didn't took the data analysis part. So I took the result and conclusion. I can discuss the data analysis part because that is totally based upon the empirical studies, and we develop that descriptive statistic based upon the study. So 275 responses were made based on the questionnaire, whatever the questionnaire we had, like it was a structured questionnaire. So based on the same, like we found out the some statistics which are based on the regression analysis. Like we presented the tables. Ultimately, if we go to the paper, we presented this 7 table in this study, and based on the same, we present a histogram which is a totally based upon the dependent variable, which is a digital transformation agriculture. And talking about the study itself, the first table is belonging to the part which is the statistics, talking about these factors which are ICT enabled governance, digital literacy, policy, then the digital transformation, then ultimately which is like the variable, which is the main variable, digital transformation agriculture. So based on the same, we present that thought that so that we can prepare a model where we can take the guidance from the different experts from the agriculture sector. Uh, so ultimately, the result itself, like the research itself, aims to the information and communication, which is the ICT part, enable governance, policies itself, and digital literacy in agriculture. That analysis, like which shows the insight how governance and technology are reshaping the development of rural areas, because that is a very much important part. We found this. Evidence from the result itself indicates that the farmers and the agriculturists generally used ICT-enabled services like e-governance, the digital literacy, and supportive policies positively as evidence. By the means like the score of the agriculture areas, digital literacy and policies are the key part. which actually needs like some of the changes they actually needs over there. So we'll try to develop that model. So IT enables e-governance also having an indirect impact, which is like showing through the implications part too. So that implications are there like with the part of techno parts or technocraft policymakers and the development practitioners. So this study will be basically helpful for the government too. So this is all about my study, and these are the sub references which we have used. So if you have any query, ma'am, you can like.
Is this the survey or
Yes, ma'am, it's a survey based. Like
it's a survey?
we took a structure questionnaire, and based on the same, we took a like that questionnaire basically for the experts, those who are basically in the agriculture fields. So that's what
Yeah,
it
I
addressed
understood.
us.
I think,
Yeah,
yeah, because of not having the results, I just ask you whether it is survey or the implementation.
it's a survey based. Yes.
Yeah, okay then. You can carry on. All the best. Thank you. Thanks for your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I sincerely thank our author for their excellent presentation and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of our whole team, thank you for the support during this 10th version and all the previous 9th version of the conference. We will be happy to have you in the 11th version in 2027. All the participants would be getting their digital certificate through email within 2 working days. The publication will be live within 7 to 8 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of SmartCom 2026. I also thank our session chair, Dr. Nikhila Kathishetty, for chairing this session. A token of appreciation to the chair on behalf of Team SmartCom 2026, a global knowledge research foundation and partners. Thank you for your valuable presence, ma'am. Ma'am, would you like to share a quick closing remark with us?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for Tripathi for your introduction and the whole session staying with me and supporting me in without no delay of the others. Everything went up in on time. So first of all, I'm thanks to you, and I'm thanks to GR Foundation also for giving me the opportunity to be as a chair, and will work in the future also.
Ma'am.
Thank you.
Ah. I kindly request all the participants to switch on their cameras for a quick snapshot of the conference. Okay. Thank you. Stay safe. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thanks to all.
Thank you.